Hello, my name is Father Charlie Bouchard, and I'm here to offer you a word of hope on the readings for Thursday, July 11th. Jesus tells us in the Gospel today, as he frequently does, that the reign of God is at hand. And almost as though he were anticipating our questions, he goes on to explain how we would know that the reign of God is among us. And he names a number of things, including healing, curing, casting out demons. All of those things happening through the power of the Spirit will be a sign to us that God's reign is not just a future thing, but that it's even present among us at the very moment. We celebrate today the feast of Saint Benedict, who was one of the founders of Western monasticism. The monasteries that these monks founded, beginning in the 3rd or 4th century, were some of the most impressive and enduring institutions of their time, and they remain so today. But despite their size and influence, they were basically places of prayer and work. As Saint Benedict said, ora et labora, that the monks existed primarily to pray, but they also did certain kinds of work to support themselves as well as to serve their local communities. And one of the most important works that these monastic communities did was to exercise hospitality. You know, these monasteries were founded in a time long before hospitals or roadside motels or any kind of public accommodations. So when people were sick or when they were traveling and needed a place to stay, they often went to monasteries who would welcome them as though they were Christ himself. We continue that great tradition today through our ministries of social service and healthcare and even education, offering care and safety to those who are traveling on the road of life and providing for some of their basic needs. But as we talk about hospitality, I think there's one aspect of hospitality which is particularly important for us today, living in the developed world in 2024. And that is hospitality to immigrants, welcoming strangers, as the scriptures tell us. And this is mentioned repeatedly in the Hebrew scriptures as well as in the Christian scriptures. Our opportunity to welcome strangers and to offer them hospitality. That certainly means spiritual hospitality, but it also means the real tangible things of life, just like these monastic communities did for centuries. It's true when we think about immigration in our country today, which is a political, red political hot button for many people, that we cannot accommodate everybody. And so we have to have an immigration plan which is reasonable and which we can carry out while protecting our borders. And people of goodwill will have differences about the best way to do that. But as Christians and as Catholics, we cannot turn our back on these immigrants, and we certainly cannot vilify them or indulge in hatred or contempt for them, as some of our political candidates are doing today. We must, as Saint Benedict did, receive them as though they were Christ and provide for their basic needs, enabling them to continue on their journeys, whether those journeys be spiritual or physical or metaphorical. So as we hear this invocation of the reign of God, and as we remember Saint Benedict and the marvelous hospitality of his monasteries, let us ask God to open our hearts and welcome to the immigrants who come to our doors, and ask God to give us the generosity to share the good things that we have as a sign that the reign of God is present among us.